think we're live.
I think you look cool.
We're live with my friend Catherine Newton, and I've got to say, a lot of people have said that they think that I've changed since I've started doing these interviews, and I have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
What could it be, Sean O'Neill? I mean, look at you. You've just transformed into a rock star. I mean, the next thing you know, you'll be grabbing your guitar, giving us some tunes.
But I know they're saying that, my ego's getting out of control and that I've changed, and for the life of me, I don't see it.
I don't know what they're talking about.
I need some...
What I do know is that you have been having fun, and that is gold.
Well, yes.
Right?
Do you know what I'd like to do? We're just sort of doing this on the fly. What I would like to do is on the day that we're allowed to mingle with a certain number of people.
Yeah.
Do you know what? There's a big number of people actually tuning in, more so than normal at the And do you know why that is? They're going, what the hell is that dickhead doing?
No idea. Wait, this way. No idea what this guy's doing.
What is this? What is this friggin' no-hope doing with the glasses? I'm going to take them off.
No, keep them on. Right, everybody who's watching, should he keep them on?
Can we have some comments?
Yes, I think you should.
Ears by Ron King.
I think you should. I'm all ears. Come on
then. Start barking. Oh, can I... Come up here, Banjo. Come up here. Come and see Catherine.
It was too funny while I was wanting to come on. Banjo was literally up on the keyboard. It was hilarious.
It is hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, can we have some comments from people?
Oh, listen.
Okay, so I have this... Banjo, I've given you 3 cans of dog food. What else do you want?
Well, he's like us. We probably all need to go on a diet after this time.
There's people leaving now in their droves. So I guess we better talk about something. Are you going to moan through the whole thing? I'm talking to the dog, not...
Talking to the dog.
True. Okay, we're going to talk about... he's like reaching up, trying to look at you again. Shall we talk? Can I talk? Can I talk? Should I get him his own little seat?
Oh, seat? Yes, that's a great idea. Okay, look, it could be the adventures of Banjo and Sean, right?
Yes.
Right. Because I mean, let's face it, we all have been watching lots of cat videos and been inspired by other people's animals, and you
come here, Banjo. Come here.
So
come up here. He doesn't trust
the great assistant Banjo.
Now there's 17. Oh, so there's more people tuning in when I'm not on.
Oh,
you people are mean.
I think maybe they want you to put the glasses back on, Sean. There's no doubt.
Really? Put the glasses back on?
Yeah.
Why doesn't somebody? It's gonna be so embarrassing. So what I'll do is I will ask questions and then I'll put it on mute.
Yeah.
Do you know what happens when I have an interview like this?
Go on.
My sister, who I absolutely love to bits, will send me a text going, "Is everything okay, Shawnee? Is everything okay? Like, are you doing okay?" She'll be concerned about me, which is quite understandable.
But surely you're in your element when you're doing this, right?
Well, I have had a bit of fun with it.
Of course you have. Absolutely.
It's kept my mind off the fact that every single job that I booked has been cancelled.
Right.
So that's something. Well, I really do think the glasses have to go. I think it's getting pretty silly.
Oh, come on.
Really? Do you think I should keep them on for the interview? Oh, why not? Bugger it.
Why not? Why not? The truth is, Sean, is that during our journey through this whole event that's going on in our lives, we can become very serious. And I think it's important to remember to have fun along the way. Don't you?
I think so.
Absolutely. Often, we talk about fun or doing things just for fun, right? And we talk about it in a like a way we almost shrug it off as if it's not important. But what I see is that it's almost like we we end up being too serious and just, life is about hard work and life is about doing and getting and having. But actually, I think it's equally as important to see the silliness and
Do
to
you want to
have the
see something friggin' awesome? Which is, you're going to go, oh my God, we're rock
Go on
stars.
then.
See this?
Go on then.
So, this Marius, let's do the comment. Hello, right? Hi, Marius. And guess where Marius is watching us from? Romania.
Oh my gosh.
Romania.
Look at that. That's fun.
So we're just going to
Amazing.
do a little sort of thing of, look, yeah, we do this little show in New Zealand, but not many people follow us in New Zealand, but we're very big in Romania. Very big. We're having a lot of traction in Romania. Marius, can you please tell everybody in Romania to start watching this show?
I'm sure he will honor your every word.
What are we going to talk about? Sorry?
Yeah, this is the whole, this is what we're talking about, I think, tonight. Because, I think that, look what happens. How do you feel, Sean, when you have that really, open-hearted, great burst of laughter, and when you have this ability to reach more people doing what you love, and you walk around the house smiling, and you do something that either positively influences people or brings some element of joy. How does that make you feel?
Well, I'll tell you this. I started this business because I really like the whole idea of motivating people and helping people and inspiring people. Not through me, but through other people that I book. And when I suffered my strokes a couple of years ago, that is when you seriously do some serious thinking about everything. You go, it's a real thing of going, shit, I could have died here. So let's cut the crap. What is it that I really want to do? And the wonderful conclusion I came to is I was doing it. Thanks, Banjo. I was going, no, Banjo, there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place, and I've got no more food. You've eaten like 4 cans of food. And so So yes, it's tough at the moment with money, but it's tough at the moment with money with everybody. Yeah. And so actually, this period has actually been, I know it sounds weird, but I've kind of enjoyed it because I've been able to talk to people more that I represent. I've been able to share their stories and their journeys with people that that follow the page and so forth. And so, look at this. This Marius is a pretty nice person.
Oh, that's amazing.
You're already all over the world. Keep up the good work.
Oh, that's amazing.
Thanks,
see,
Marius.
Oh, honestly, Sean, witnessing this kind of chain reaction that happens, it makes you think that having fun might be one of the most powerful tools that we have for changing the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I think laughter is great medicine, and it's medicine that we all have access to if we actually just give ourselves permission to be a bit silly. You put on the glasses thinking that
it was a bit of that anymore because it's fun. I will though tonight show everybody my party trick.
Right. And what happens is that when you share your party trick with people, which I'll be keen to see, then what you're doing is you're sharing fun, right? And then that gives other people the opportunity to share something funny with you as well. And then that's when the laughter happens. That's when, it comes into our lives, and it takes away the seriousness. And I believe that what it does in the process is it helps us stay balanced. And in this time, during this time, what do we need more than anything? Aside from love, joy, abundance, and peace on earth and things like that, is that mortgage
holiday.
Mortgage holiday, exactly. Well, here, abracadabra, here you go. But we need to access the part inside of us that has that mental strength. The part of us that digs deep into that place of growth and of hope and of making decisions that allow us to to step into the element. So let me ask you a question, Sean.
Okay.
Have you had fun today?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is for the listeners as well. Have you had fun today? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have fun. I've had fun.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Have you noticed that Murray has actually said fellowing instead of following?
Oh, might be a
I
new
don't know
thing.
what
Maybe Maurice is having way more fun than we know about.
maybe he is. Maybe
Yeah.
they're having a lot of fun in Romania.
So I'm going to ask you another question, Sean. You're on the spot this time, because that's what I love to do. I love to. I'm curious, right? I like to get people to think. That's my favorite thing. So what did you? What did you or didn't you do? Well, let's say, what did you do? Because you said you did have fun. What did you do today that you can tell us about? That's good, clean fun. Right, that made you feel like you had fun today.
Well, I interviewed a very good friend of mine, Todd Scott, and I could tell he was really enjoying it. Totally. Like he really enjoyed the interview, and he really opened up to me. And he said at the end of it, it was really lovely. He posted on his page. He said, if I never do another interview again in my life, this is the interview that I want to leave for my daughters. And it made me feel so good. And he cried during the interview, and it made me feel great. Sean, not that he cried, but
little standing ovation for you, Sean. Well done.
Well done. Yes, it's all about me.
So but you nailed it. You had fun today. You did something that contributed fun to someone else's life. And so my next question to you is then, do you want to have fun tomorrow?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Do you want to have fun in the weekend?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Right. And what about
it would be a lot more fun if we could leave our bloody houses, but
yeah, but look at you. You're creating fun from your own home. And look, let's face it. What do we prefer? Do we prefer to be having fun, or do we prefer to be having a bad day?
Well, no, I know.
It's
and look,
a no-brainer.
It's been an amazing thing that, and I know it sounds really, really obvious, but it is just everyone that I've been speaking to, all these bloody successful people, and this is a benefit of what I do as well, is that you do dictate how you're going to feel. You've got to focus on it as well. It's quite easy to wake up today and go, I'm going to have a shit day. I can't go outside and I may not have a job.
You got it.
Hey, I don't know where my next check's coming from. Well, it won't be a check; it'll be an automatic payment. But you know what I mean. I don't know.
Absolutely.
But I'm stuffed if I'm going to spend the whole day feeling sorry for myself or sad. And that is not grudging anybody who is doing it really, really tough, who has lost their job right now. And there's plenty of people out there and are doing it tough, because it is. I know what it's like to lose a job. I know what it's like to have no money. And when you own your own business, it's kind of like there'll be a lot of business owners out there who will be watching, who they take the pressure on themselves as well of not just worrying about themselves and their own family, but staff and their families. They find it hard, but you still got to choose how you're going to tackle the day, don't you?
Well, and that is exactly the essence of what's going to make us have a good day or a fun day or not. It comes down to a decision, and this is where I'm witnessing so many companies that I'm working with at the moment, and am actually busier than ever around this entire piece around mental strength, because what do people need more than ever right now is they need to tap into that resilience within them. And
how do we do that? Because I know that you have you are asked often by companies to talk about this. Sorry to interrupt, but and just very recently. So I want to steal all of that intel off you now for our viewers.
We start exactly with those questions that I just asked you, and they seem so simple, but at the essence of it all is that decision that we've just created, and that realization that actually you get to decide, and for you to go back on and look at, okay, so what did you do today to have fun? Now you could replace fun with good. So did you have a fun day? Did you have a good day? So if you didn't have a fun day or a good day, then what are your priorities? What do you need to be doing differently? And I think the bad days happen in our lives to teach us the contrast, right? So when we're in the contrast, we're not having a good day. We are not having fun. And put your hand up if in the last month you've not had a good day and you've not had fun, right? That is not going to contribute to that higher vibration that we want to be revolving around in order to be in what I call the clarity, right? So the contrast is the bad day, the clarity is the good day or the fun day. So then we have to ask ourselves the question, well, so if we don't want to have a bad day, what do we want? And what if that was the question, right? A good day. Yeah? But in what way? In what way can we be actually contributing to our own decisions that allow us to have a good day? And how often would we sit down and actually write down, okay, so here are my deepest desires around what I want to do today, this week, next month, to have a really great day? Because what does that all add up to? Is it adds up to a great life. Yeah. But along the way, we learn, as we're learning now, as you're learning too, Sean, right, with what's happening with essential talent and what's happening with the economy and what's happening with people around us, is that the contrast is there to keep us in a place, what I believe, of gratitude, so that when the good days happen, we're able to tap into that. So the next question then would be, Sean, is that what are the three things, and this is something I would ask any organization or any leader, and today is your lucky day, Sean.
And none of this is pre-planned. This is going to be
what three things are you most grateful for about today?
Number one is I'm always grateful for my sons. That's the number one thing in my life. So that's just goes without saying. I'm very grateful for the people in my life, which are friends, family, people that I work with, that they bring joy into my life. This sounds really cheesy, but this is the way that I feel. And
fine.
I'm also grateful for Banjo, because this is the thing, and this is about Banjo just really briefly. Banjo, I was never really into pets or animals or anything like that. I kind of like, hey, aren't animals great and all that kind of thing. Then I had my strokes and I got Banjo, and I tell my family that little dog saved my life. He was, and when you've got an animal in your life, you realize that, you know, like when I see people now and their cats passed away or their dogs passed away and they're really good friends of mine, I really feel for them, because I now understand what it's like to have. It's a real love, you know. And so I'm very grateful for Banjo, even when he's being a little shit. He's now just lying down next to my feet and being really good through the interview. Yeah, so my sons, my friends and my family, the speakers, the talent that I work with, and my dog.
And so imagine if part of your practice is that every day you reminded yourself what it is that you're grateful for. And what if that happened before your feet even got out of bed, and you started the day with this new level of positivity, of optimism, of just deep gratitude? Because I see what happens then is it puts us into a place of possibility. Okay, so if I'm feeling really grateful about that, then what else? What else am I grateful for? What else am I grateful for? And I think from there it starts what I like to think of as a morning rampage. I got that from Abraham Hicks. I love listening to morning rampage. Abraham Hicks. Oh my gosh! If you have never listened to a morning rampage by Abraham Hicks, go onto YouTube and Google morning rampage and choose any one of them, and you start. Abraham Hicks.
I'm going to put
this is going to be good, everybody. So next minute, we're going to be having Sean doing a morning rampage. And what it does, it puts you into that place of trusting and believing that everything's working for my divine highest good, and I can handle anything, and I have everything that I need to take care of life. And I don't know how, I don't know when, but I know everything's going to work out for me. Now, do you think that these things come instinctively to me? No, I've had to train myself, right? Just like going to the gym, just like trying anything, learning a new language. I mean, I lived in China for 5 years and I had to teach myself, I had to learn, enough. I did, yeah.
You've never told me that before.
Yeah. I spent 5 years living in China.
And you learned Chinese?
Oh, sure. I only speak a little Chinese now. It's been a long time. 我住在北京5年. Look, it gave me an incredible opportunity to see life differently and to realize that I get to make the choices as to how I want to spend my life. And so I have built these routines into my life. And tell me, Sean, what do you like at getting up in the morning?
I'm not great, to be honest.
That's
not something that's good. I got into a good habit, and I'm just being totally honest. I'm not good. I've someone that I work with, Megan. I've got 2 Megans that we work with, so it does get complicated. But one of them, Megan Island, she says, right, we've got our meeting at 10 o'clock, and let's get into it. And so that's good, but it's I like working late. So now is like at 7:30. This is my kind of, okay, let's get creative, let's get stuff done, and I can go sort of till midnight to 1 a.m. and then I'm stuffed and get to sleep. But I like the idea of getting up early. Definitely.
Right. So find your fun in that. And I know that for me, I found my fun in the mornings when I brought in my routines and the things that gave me joy. And I used to be one of these people that when the snooze button went off, that I would there'd be a bit of
still not ready.
Bit of repeat, rinse and repeat going on. But then I heard Mel Robbins, and Mel Robbins is she's this awesome coach, and she talked about when the snooze button goes off, then count backwards like you're in a rocket ship. So it's like the snooze. Her name's okay. So next thing for you to put in is Mel Robbins. Just love that woman.
Oh, I love Mel Robbins. Sorry, I didn't hear. I've listened to her stuff.
Yeah.
Before.
So good.
Does she have the 5-second rule? Is that Mel Robbins?
It's the 5-second rule. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just get out of bed. And the way that I did that was I put the phone on the other side of the room, and then I made a rule with myself that once I'm up, I'm up. Right. And that becomes fun.
I am Mel Robbins. I'll put the banner on. It looks like I'm calling myself Mel Robbins. Sorry to interrupt. Carry on. She's so good.
Really so the thing is in order to be having fun in your life, you have to be putting things in that bring you joy. And so you want to go from the contrast of not having fun and not having the mental strength to get up and make positive choices that uplift you, even though your surroundings are annoying you or frustrating you, or you might be running out of money, or you might be running out of time, or whatever it is. The only way to get yourself into that contrast, from the contrast into the clarity, is to do things that bring you into a higher vibrational frequency and things that make you feel good.
But do you know what? Sorry to interrupt. You are very good at this. So I don't know how long we've been friends for. Not a couple of years, would it be? Or not even that long? We're very good friends. And whenever you go through anything that would remotely be like a challenge, you'll go, oh, blah, 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 happened today. And I'll think to myself, shit, that's not great. How do I be a good friend in this situation? And then you go, so yeah, anyway, that's going to be good, isn't it? And then you go on to the next thing. It's like, what? It's an amazing ability that you've got. It's
well, I guess it is that mental strength. And if I'm going to be talking about it. I need to be practicing it.
Yeah. No, you're saying it's
Yeah, I mean, you know, here's a real life example that's just occurred in my life as the contract that I have been I'm operating with that I've been doing for the last 6 months. They don't need me anymore. So I think I'm good until the end of May, and then they don't need me anymore. And so I'm a little bit different in the fact that I'm a little bit like, you know, if you think about Wayne Dyer, he talks in some of his teachings, another name drop, Wayne Dyer, and he talks about this. He goes into lecture to this group of people, and he walks in and he finds out that half of them have been laid off. And so rather than changing his talk, he actually starts the talk off saying to these people who've been made redundant, congratulations. And they look at him like, what do you mean congratulations? And he says, congratulations. In a year's time, your life will be completely different in a way that it would never have happened if you hadn't been made redundant from this job. So congratulations. Now go out there and live your best life. And that's how I feel right now. As I'm in a place of acceptance of what is. I can't change it. It is what it is. There's no point in getting upset about it. What can I control? What I can control is my attitude towards it. What I can control is the choices I make from here on in. What I can control is listening to my own, you know, intuition. And what is one of my favorite mantras, Sean, you know this about me, having spent time with me, is if I'm not having fun, then I'm done. Yeah. Now, you know, it's to me, I need to be bringing need to be bringing fun. So it's, I think it's that you know, that big amount of merriment in our lives, and it brings that pleasure when we actually allow ourselves to focus on, you know, the things that bring us joy, rather than the things that bring us down.
And once again, what I would reiterate is that if you are watching this and you are fearing your job, or you have lost your job, you're under stress, we are not making light of that. That is bloody horrific, and it is.
And we can relate, right?
Yeah, we can both relate. Okay, so and we're not trying to be all kind of kumbaya. We're just saying that when you go through these, you know, bloody tough times, you can still have some joy in your life. You know, you don't want to waste all this time going, God, the world's coming to an end and it's shit and it's terrible, because that's just chewing into time, and then that starts to become a habit. That thinking does start to become a habit, doesn't it?
Can I share? Yes, can I share something that absolutely reiterates that point, Sean?
Yes, do it.
And that is that there is so much negativity on our TVs and on social media if we look for it, right?
Yes, definitely.
8 minutes of negative information can change your mood for the entire day.
Is that right?
8 minutes.
I've never heard that before. Is that right?
And so we're literally, you know, like beacons broadcasting our feelings and our emotions all of the time. And so it becomes even more important to make good choices. And yes, if you are listening and this COVID-19 challenge, this crisis has affected you adversely, which I don't think there's many people that be unscathed in some way, whether it's a loss of being around people that you love and care about, or a loss of a job, or a loss of the way that you have fun, or a loss of the way that you learn, or a loss of the way that you work, that you get to decide on how you want to be and how you want to show up and what values you want to focus on. And yes, I know that you have to dig deep often, right? But to stay in that place
carry on.
How can I have fun amidst all of this? And you know, and then do exactly what you're doing now, is it listen to podcast shows and interviews that uplift you, and bring you out of your funk, and don't listen to the news for more than 8 minutes. Right?
Yeah. No,
Yeah. So
still no sponsorship on that back wall, bro. Oh, we've had some comments.
yeah.
Brett Maber, who's a really good friend of mine. Now, there is a guy who, Brett Maber is one of the owners for Power Farming or Maber Motors, big company in the Waikato and huge overseas. Really cool guy. And just a great sense. Oh, Stephen Joyce is watching. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, hey,
Hello,
Stephen.
Joycey.
What do you do to have fun, Steve?
Stephen Joyce. Steve. Oh, he has a lot of fun. He's a great guy, actually. He's an old boss of mine, and anyone that has worked for that guy will say very astute businessman, really knows his stuff, and was always fun. Always, even in pressure cooker situations, had a sense of fun.
We love working
really,
for people
really
that are
nice
fun?
guy.
Don't we love working with people and for people who are fun and can find that, that people side that brings out the best in us?
Yeah. There is a bit of a legend in media called Doug Gold, who started More FM, and he actually wrote a book called Fun is a Serious Business.
Oh,
and it's a really good book because he had his fun was a massive part of his culture, and people were. Eric Murray is watching. I don't know if I should shout out when these cool people are watching. I don't know if they go, geez, I'm just tuning in. Don't get too bloody carried away. Do you know what I mean?
You're having fun. You're having fun.
I actually really want to. We've got 3 famous people: Stephen Joyce, Eric Murray, and Brett Maber. And I'm saying that a lot because I want him to sponsor my wall. And he just said to me,
definitely need someone to sponsor your wall.
Still no sponsoring on that back wall, bro. Can you just imagine? Can I ask your opinion, Catherine? Can you imagine a power farm? Like,
I can imagine a lot of things, Sean. But what is it that makes you happy?
What is it that makes me happy?
Yeah.
Did you say?
Yeah.
Cricket.
Oh.
Rugby.
Oops.
Fiji. Bacon and eggs.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, so that's what bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs, yeah.
Movies.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah. And this is the thing, this is the call that I put out to those of you who are listening in, is that, what are the things that you do that are keeping you in that place of fun, keeping you uplifted, and that when you get to the end of your day, you can say, yeah, I had fun because of this. And it's those kinds of things that are going to lift your mental strength, because you're going to get to the other end of the day and celebrate in some way. And it might be a small thing. It might be fun that you might be one of these weird people that just loves organizing things and tidying things, and it might be fun to you that you've cleaned out your garage or reorganized the kitchen cupboards for the 5th time. Whatever floats your boat. And it's like you, Sean, you don't have cricket, you don't have sports at the moment. I tried to convince Sean, what do you guys think about this? I tried to convince Sean the other day that he needed to see yoga as the new sport.
Can you imagine, everybody?
Can you
imagine?
It didn't go down very well. I said to him, you and Banjo, you could do your downward dogs and have a great time.
My downward dogs.
Your downward dogs. Yes.
I think people find it mildly amusing when I say that I meditate. I do actually meditate.
What does meditating mean to you?
Sitting on the floor. Or resetting the computer. Giving me a little bit of calmness and peace before I get into the day.
Great.
And what I do is what I've learned is that when stuff comes into your head, all these thoughts that are coming into your head, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you're not doing it properly. You just let them in and you let them out. They move away and they come in and they drift off. And I think often people go, well, I'm not doing it right because I've got these, all of a sudden I've got these thoughts. But that's not true. That's okay. You just let them stay there.
Meditation is an incredible way to calm the mind and to focus on the breath and to take yourself out of the world and the rush and the bustle. And it can be incredibly calming. And I think that, you know, if there's anything that, you know, I would want to say, Sean, around everything that we're talking about tonight, is that such importance of right now of taking care of yourself, you know, doing things that fuel your brain, surrounding yourself with people that you really enjoy being around, thinking uplifting thoughts through your gratitude practice, putting, you know, good nutritious food and exercise.
Don't freeze on me. You just froze on me. You just froze on me temporarily.
Oh, that was perfect, wasn't it? You know, it's you know, look at what really matters to you and allow those things to become important. And you know, like these interviews you're doing, Sean, they're so great, and you're bringing joy to people's lives. So, what more could you want?
What can I say, Catherine?
What more could you want?
I'm just it's just the way I am. Sorry. I think we should end it there. Thank you so much. You're such a great friend. I love you to bits. I think we should do it. I think you should be here weekly. I think you need to be here weekly because you're such a positive force. I love you to bits. You're such a great friend.
Oh, thanks,
and I'm sure everybody else would have enjoyed it tonight.
Well, we can definitely do the fat. There's no doubt about that.
We can, can't we? So it's always so good. You're always such a positive force in my life. So thank you, my friend.
Good night.
Have a great night. People, I wonder what people are going to think of glasses. They're just
they're going to do thumbs up or thumbs down.
See you later.
Yeah, take care.
See you, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye.